China is saying that they don't care how much higher President Trump goes with his tariff. They're not breaking. They're ready to fight to the end. And as we know, tonight, midnight, that 104% tariff that President Trump was talking about is going in effect for China. But again, China is moving like they got the upper hand. They're saying that anything that we make in America, they can make for cheaper. And they plan on making for cheaper. And that goes for your favorite designer items, electronics that you love, anything that we're making, they're saying that they're going to make for cheaper. And you know what that's going to do, right? Now, we all know how advanced China is. My question to you is, do you think that President Trump is making the right decision? Or do you think that he's going exactly too far with these tariffs?
Okay, I'm ready. Nothing like a crappy homemade sign to get the message across. Simple, but effective.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, it's your presenter Joel Mugisha here. Today we are diving into the escalating trade tension between the US and China. President Trump has imposed a staggering 104% tariff on Chinese imports after China refused to remove its retaliatory tariffs. In response, China has vowed to fight this to the end and is reportedly considering legalizing counterfeiting American products. Yeah, that means that they're going to be producing American products at a way more cheaper price for the world to actually buy. Additionally, China is seeking to strengthen ties with Japan and South Korea, countries that were enemies with China and allies to the United States. Now they're doing this to counteract these tariffs that Trump is imposing on the world. Now let's break this down. If you are new, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and drop me your opinions in the comment section below. I'll be back with more commentary.
Trump just announced that he's going to put a 104% tariff on China at midnight because they missed the deadline to renege on their 34% tariffs, I believe. 104% is a weird number, by the way. So everything from your electronics to your plates, your clothes, your toys, textiles, everything will go up, probably double or triple. As I look around my house, pretty much 85 to 90% of the stuff I have is made in China. Go figure. So my question is, where does this stop? We already at 104% tariff. Is China going to be like, all right, well, I guess we got to fold it. They don't. They don't have no presidential campaigns. They don't have no elections. They can literally just wait this out. They can do this for 4 years. So for 4 years, we could be paying double and triple prices until the next person get in office. If the next person gets in office, we're losing. We're gonna make it seem like we winning this trade war. We're not. We're losing. We might not feel it right now, but if this shit keep going on for the whole term, our pockets go feel it. Like it was already feeling it before, but 104% on 80% of the stuff we use on a daily, or we buy monthly. All right.
China's about to go nuclear on American intellectual property, and they are not messing around. So intellectual property rights on American design products is really key to allowing America to sell premium products globally. So think iPhone, think Dyson vacuum cleaners, think Microsoft Word. So until recently, China has actually put in restrictions on copying of American goods, mostly to meet international trade regulations. But a couple of days ago at the China State Council meeting, they basically said, we don't care anymore. If you put in tariffs on us, we are just going to open the doors for IP infringement. We're going to copy everything that American businesses create, and we're just going to sell it at like 5 cents onto the dollar. Essentially saying that we're going to undercut all of your products. They're going to become worthless, and the rest of the world is going to benefit. And because China has the manufacturing capacity to do this, they can build American products, American design products at scale. They don't have to circumvent the quality anymore, like they used to have to, right? With a patent, you have to go around and make slight alterations so the product isn't as good. They're now saying, we're just going to copy it one-to-one, and our products are going to be just as good as yours. You design them, we don't care, and we're just going to make the money off it because you're hurting us.
Japan, China, and South Korea are all teaming up and being prepared for Trump's tariff. You mean to tell me you brought 3 countries that can't stand each other together to work against you. So it's been 5 years since Japan, China, and South Korea had an economic dialogue. And it all had to do with Trump's tariff. They have decided to facilitate regional trade and exports to prepare for Trump's 20% tariff. Japan and South Korea, they want to import semiconductor raw materials from China. And China is interested in purchasing chips from Japan and South Korea. They are entering a free trade agreement to promote regional and global trade within the 3 Asian countries. Now, Beijing, Seoul, Korea, and Tokyo are US's major trading partners. Well, not anymore. We're going to be shut out of those fucking markets. Trump's tariffs are implemented on April the 2nd, whether we want them or not. He's talking about doing a 20% global tariff on everybody.
I just love how you Democrats all of a sudden are experts on the economy. All of a sudden now that Daddy Trump put on some tariffs and y'all are like, oh no, everything's going to be more expensive. No, we're going to be making more money and winning, and y'all are just mad you lost. How are you still defending this man? Dad Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He wrote the art of the deal. He had a ghostwriter do it. There you are with your woo-woo witchy leftists believing in ghosts. We don't do that here in America anymore, babes. Oh my God. That's right. Everyone is going to get tariffs. Everyone's going to pay to earn our business. How do you not understand that we're going to be the ones that pay the higher price, not them? You really need to do yourself a favor and do your own research. Literally, what research have you done? I'm on YouTube. I'm on Reddit. I'm doing all sorts of research you don't even know. No, literally, I think you don't know. Do you know that he didn't put tariffs on Russia? Why would he put tariffs on Russia? That's where his wife is from. So it's like, why you wouldn't do that to family? Oh my God, you're serious. I'm as serious as Daddy Trump's McDonald's order. Get it right, you know?
What do you think about the stock market, Mother?
It's plummeting
Why?
because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
How?
Because they've got our country in shit shape. And now Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris came back and delivered a beautiful takedown of Donald Trump. Now, last night at the Leading Women Defined Summit, Kamala Harris made an appearance and she gave a speech where she outlined a lot of the problems that America is facing today that have been caused by Donald Trump. Then she hit him with this line.
Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
There you go. I'm not here to say I told you so. No, Kamala, that's my job. That's our job. There's many people doing that for Donald Trump and his supporters. But man, when I heard her last night, all I could think is we had a choice in November and we made the wrong one. And right now we're all paying for it. And I really believe that if we could go back with the knowledge we have now, America would overwhelmingly choose Harris. But we can't do anything about that now. The best we can do is remind Trump supporters, not the hardcore, but those on the fringe. Look, you could have chose something different. Maybe listen to us next time.
So Donald Trump just openly admitted to crashing the stock market on purpose, and now he's bragging about it on Truth Social. Here is what he posted on his account, and as you can see, it is a picture of him pointing at the red arrows indicating a stock market crash with a caption that reads, quote, "Trump is purposely crashing the market." So that is the President of the United States confessing that this was all intentional. He knew that his tariffs and trade war would decimate retirement accounts, Roth IRAs, 401ks, and investment accounts for millions of Americans. But he went ahead and did it anyway. I thought he was going to at least come up with some sort of excuse to blame Biden or the Democrats or the far left for the crash. But no, he's taking credit for it proudly and gleefully on his Truth Social account. So I'm going to end this video in the same way that I ended yesterday's video by saying, this is criminal.
Why is nobody talking about the fact that there's a petition to have Donald Trump impeached again, and there's currently over 250,000 signatures on it? And this is dated, March 7th, 2025. You can literally go on freespeechforthepeople.org to go and sign. Look for yourself. Yeah. And then this one says that there's 10 million in demand for impeachment. Right down there, you can go and see the website for yourself. But yeah, there's quite a decent amount of information on this. So why is it not being pushed out? I'm not even gonna hold you though. for there to be a move or movement to have you impeached 3 months into you officially taking the seat as president of the United States is a little bit fucking crazy. Like, that's fucking outrageous. Like, that's absurd even. Like, how are you doing this? Considering for his first term, for Trump's first term, which he was impeached for, it didn't happen. It didn't occur until 2 years into him being president of the United States in 2019, December 18th, 2019 to be exact. So for them to already have over 250,000 worth of signatures to have you impeached only 3 months into you being the president, that might just be a first, honestly. I don't know what other president got it started that fast for. And before y'all get into my comments talking about, oh, it's not gonna work, it didn't work last time, we tried it the last time, while this country may not care for its people, and we see that that's clear, it's evident, they do care for the consumers. It's just time that we remind them that we hold both titles. See, they forgot that the people are the consumers. They decided to try to separate the two. No, it's a package deal. We're both. So if more businesses realize, especially with consumer rates being low, it's been low for the 3rd consecutive month, and if we keep it up, it's going to continue to be low, I guarantee you they're going to listen, because it doesn't matter the form of rule, whether it's a democracy, whether it's an oligarchy, whether it's a monarchy. You lose public interest, you lose footing, you lose power. Okay? That's the point. If we show the public, just like how the public has been boycotting Elon and Tesla to the point where top investors are now asking this man to step down, people are selling their shares, nobody's buying anything because he's lost public interest. It's the same thing. If there's only 250,000 signatures now, 3 months in, I'm pretty sure you can get it to 1 million. And in fact, all of you white people who've been wanting to show support, do it. Go and sign that petition. Get it to as many white people live in America. Okay, the same statistics, the numbers that reflect how many white Americans are in America should be the same exact amount of fucking signatures on that petition to have Donald Trump impeached. I don't want to see no bracelet. I don't want to see you go outside and start singing little freaking songs or whatnot. Start doing something. Go ahead.
All right, guys, there you have it. Actually, as you have seen, China has vowed to fight this to the end, because they cannot sit back and allow Trump to bully them in these trade tariff wars, that is imposing with the world. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna achieve with this, because he's making the US an enemy of the world. He's actually making countries join together. Countries like South Korea, countries like Japan were mortal enemies of China. Japan in their history actually invaded China, so these countries do not like each other. But because of Trump's tariffs, these countries are actually joining forces against the United States. Mind you, Japan and South Korea were actually allies with the United States. Now, what does Trump actually seek to prove with this? Well, his administration is actually doing this in order, in quotes, to punish countries that were ripping the United States off and also bringing back manufacturing to the United States. Mind you, the United States has not even constructed infrastructure for these factories to come back to the United States soil, because they do not have the infrastructure to actually manufacture these goods at home. Even if they actually invested in these infrastructures, most of the raw materials are actually coming from places like here in Africa, and also places like China and Asia. That's why a lot of manufacturing has been sourced from China, because China actually has everything at a cheaper cost than the United States. Now, Trump wants to bring manufacturing back home and provide jobs to American citizens. That means that if your Apple iPhone actually brings back their factories to the United States, that means that you might actually have to pay double or triple the cost of the iPhone compared to now, because now all of the manufacturing is actually happening in China. And with these tariffs, China has vowed to fight this to the end. They have actually imposed retaliatory tariffs of their own, you know, banning American goods from being bought and discouraging Chinese companies from importing goods from the United States. Now, another thing that actually they are doing, they are considering to legalize counterfeiting American products. Now, until now, we all know that there was a slogan of China actually having, you know, counterfeit products. That's because there was a Chinese law that was banning counterfeiting American products and European products. Meaning that every companies in China that actually wanted to manufacture anything closed, they had to make it fake deliberately, not because they don't have the technology to do it, you know, original or better than the original. Now they're considering actually relieving that. That means that we're gonna have things that are way better, because we all know China is way more advanced. If you have been actually following IShowSpeed's vlogs and live session in China, it's mind-blowing where this country has come from. All the advanced technology that they have is actually out of this world. Comparing BYD with a company like Tesla, BYD just blows Tesla out of the water, because BYD is way more advanced, because BYD EVs are way more advanced with a lot more technology, and they are way cheaper. You know, we have seen jumping cars. We have seen cars that actually float on the water and you can ride in the water from the same company. So if you're being honest, this trade war does not benefit the United States in the long run, because China is prepared to do this even for the whole 4-year term that Trump is gonna be in presidency, until the next president comes in. You know, they're the world's biggest producer, they're the world's biggest manufacturers, and they do have the world's cheapest raw materials, and that's why everything that you actually get to have all over the world is produced and made in China. So if you're being honest here, these trade war, these tariffs don't actually benefit the United States in the long run. On the contrary, they're making life unlivable for American citizens. They're hiking up prices of groceries, they're hiking up prices of commodities, companies are going bankrupt, farmers are going bankrupt. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about actually Trump raising his tariffs on China by 104%? If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like this video, and drop me your opinions in the comment section below. See you on the next episode.